this accident. And that evening, his spiritual master, when he spoke to him, reminded him, looks like you were saved miraculously from this car accident. Did you see how fragile a car is? Why don't you instead use your saved money for care and not a car? And that really opened his eyes. And he wanted to provide health care for all the villagers instead of buying a car. And he started these activities in a small village in a place called Andhra Pradesh, one of the states in India, in a very humble way. But that has expanded to more than 250 villages in India and also parts of Africa after 8 years of continuous service. Now some of you may be curious who the spiritual master was. He was His Holiness Sri Sai Baba, who lived in Andhra Pradesh in India, and he inspired humanity by his great service projects. Built a free hospital, he built a free educational institution, and water canal projects, and so on. What a great blessing that we lived in the same era as Sai Baba. And some of you may also be curious who that 25-year-old boy was. And ladies and gentlemen, after 8 years, it is the same boy standing in front of you and talking. Yes, that accident changed my life. I really didn't believe I was alive. And if not for the grace of the Lord, I would not be standing here and talking to you. And it opened my eyes that we have trivial desires in life, right? Buying a car is a great thing for us, but there are people who are living without food, without a single meal. I'll give you an example. There was a 74-year-old man that I met in that same village who actually works in a farm. He makes 7 rupees per day, which is less than 10 cents. Does anyone of you still carry a dime in your pocket? You don't, right? A dime can't even buy you a Coke, can't even buy you a packet of chips. And that's all he made every day, 7 rupees. And all he ate every day was just rice and salt. Just rice and salt, yes, you got it correct. If he had a chili in a week, he considered himself extremely lucky. Now, the problem is, because he ate rice too much, he developed diabetes. And because he ate too much salt, he developed hypertension. Now, most of you here know that diabetes and hypertension are 2 killer diseases that you cannot cure by providing medicines or care once every 6 months, right? You have to provide them care every day. And that is what we have achieved. This model, this unique model that we have created, is to go to a village every week, right? And give them medicines just for that 1 week. Because believe me, some of the people are so poor that if you give them more medicines than a week, they end up going and selling it for making money, right? So we have to make sure there is a process in place. We give them medicines for 7 days, and when they come back the next week, we actually make sure that they bring the used medicine covers, so that we know that they have actually taken those medicines. And we maintain patient records. We maintain a book for every patient, and guess what? Now we are actually computerizing it, so that these reports are sent to a panel of doctors in the US, and they review these reports on a weekly basis. And if they find that in 3 weeks' time there has been no improvement to a particular patient, they will call the volunteer or the doctor in India and tell them, hey, this is not the right care you should give. You should refer them to another hospital. A lot of these patients have bone pains because the water contains fluoride content, right? I mean, if there is a little bit of salt or a taste in the water here, right? And there is fluoride in the water content there. It's a big problem. People have rheumatic pains, arthritic pains because of that, right? So the point here is that some of these people don't even have proper food to eat. Forget proper food. If they get food every day, that's a big blessing, right? And like this 70-year-old person, there are so many people, and we won't actually give them food. A lot of people ask us, why don't we just do medical camps and not do food? But with this food, we supplement all their vitamins and minerals, right? We give them a lot of vegetables, a lot of proteins and other things that really help them a lot and create resistance. And we also create a lot of awareness about nutrition and hygiene and so on, right? But how much can we do? I mean, like this 70-year-old person, there are hundreds, thousands, millions of people suffering in India, Africa, and other parts of the world. While we are all so proud that 1.3 billion people in this world are connected by a social network, are we caring about all these other people who are suffering? How many of us know that 1.3 people are connected through Facebook? Can you please raise your hands? Is that all? Come on, you must be joking. Okay. Does anyone here know that how many people in this world live below the IPL? And I'm not talking about IPL cricket here. It's international poverty line. Does any one of you know how many people live in this world below the IPL? And IPL is defined as people earning less than $1 per day. There are 1.4 billion people in this world. What a shame. That's 1/5 of our population. What a shame. So what can we do about this? Shall we call Mr. Zuckerberg and ask him to create another network? Not a social network this time, probably a societal network. Shall we call it Grace Book instead of Facebook? But believe me, it's not going to work based on likes. It's going to work based on only love. And until we have that love for our fellow human beings, this situation is not going to change. And the opposite of love is not hatred. It is indifference. And we are so busy in our lives that we don't even care what's happening to these suffering people. We feel so proud when our children build a Lego block, which is pretty much going to go for a waste garbage the next day. But until we involve them in such activities, and trust me, when your children go to India or Africa next time, please let us know. We will arrange for them to go and see these activities for themselves. And believe me, that will change them. And that will give them a different experience in their life. A new experience of LEGO. Love experience by giving others. Not just Lego blocks. So what is really required for us is to change and contribute to this society. And what we have done is a very humble beginning. And we at Sai Global Mission, we want to make a difference. And none of us are Bill Gates yet, but we believe a billion gates will open because we have found the purpose and the means should follow. And believe me, every day when we wake up, we don't know that we're going to survive till that night. And one of our sponsors, he was one among us, Mr. Shanil Parmar, son of Mr. Harish Parmar here. He was one amongst our team. I'm very sad to say that he died a few months back with a car accident here in Sacramento. And we all felt so sad. Just like that, things could change in a life. And today he's a proud gold sponsor of this event. Thank you to the Parmar family, and we really remember him. But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, life could change like this. That day, if my car accident was not saved, I would not be standing here talking to you, right? So every morning when we wake up, we don't know that tonight we are going to be alive or not. And every night when we go to sleep, let's have the conviction that we have really lived that day, so that we deserve another day. And when we do that, we will have very good dreams, believe me. And those dreams will translate into vision and into action. And talking about dreams and vision and action, I really want to thank my personal mentor, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who was the former president of India. And he told us, having good intentions and vision alone is not enough. You should have action. He told us that go and set up a non-profit organization and involve the whole society, because after all, it's benefiting the society, not your personal self, right? So that's what we took as an advice and formed the non-profit organization. And I'm very proud to say that Sai Global Mission is a part of the Action 2020 group, which is part of Dr. Kalam's vision of India Vision 2020. So we really thank him. Now, to conclude, going back to my original point about how your dinner, $50, is going to benefit all the people in India, believe me, $25 is all it takes to feed an entire village for one weekly visit. With $50, we can feed twice. With $100, the entire month, right? And with $500, we can conduct the medical camps for the entire village for the whole month. Now, there are donation envelopes in your table, but I'm not going to suggest to you, please open these donation envelopes and put a check inside. But I will definitely make a request to all of you, and I'm sure you all have hearts. I would like you to open it up and please put a check there that you are going to make a difference. And join us in this mission to serve always and in all ways. Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us.